Gopikana Balla Girivaradhari Jaya Gopikana Balla Girivaradhari Yasoda Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Brajadana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Sari Jamuna Tira Vanasari Jaya Radha Kusbihari Jaya Radha Kusbihari Jagati Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Gaura Premanande. Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Pri Vrajagacharya Stotra Satta Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhai Charan Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Skanda Viti Founder Charyas Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Samavata Bhakta Vrinda ki Harinam Sankirtana ki Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Daivita Gauda Premanande, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada ki. Actually, that canopy should be removed. We don't need to put it at night time. Yeah, it should be there only in case of rain. Can help maybe. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Takshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Srijata Parakamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavam Scha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaditam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakanditam Scha Hai Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptakan Saragourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutidevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansakalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Dhanam Chaiva Narotamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraya. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Nara, Narayan Rishi, the Supremost Human Being, unto Mother Saraswati, the Goddess of Learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta Prayesha Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamasloke Bhaktir Bhaviti Naistiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed or practically to nil, and a loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, whose praise with transcendental songs becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreya Sayalokasya Dhanyam Swasyayana Mahat. This Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantara, the king of all the literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God as Sri Vyasadeva, It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Sri Advaita Gadadhara,
Sri Advaita Gadadhara,
Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Sarabhyaya Namaha.
Om Asurabhyaya Namaha.
Om Sarabhyaya Namaha.
Om Asurabhyaya Namaha.
Om Sarabhyaya Namaha.
Om Asurabhyaya Namaha.
Mukam karoti vāchanam pangum nangayate girim yat kripatamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam yat kripatamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to our morning Bhagavatam class. We are continuing in a new chapter from Canto number 1, chapter 12, entitled Birth of Emperor Parikshit. Yesterday we started this new chapter and we read 2 verses. Therefore today we are reading text number 3. Tad idam srotum icchamu gaditum yadi manyase bruhi na sradadhananam yasya jnanam adach chukkaha tadidam srotam icchamu
Tadidam Srutum Ikshamo.
gaditum yadi manyase
Gaditu Yadi Manyasate.
bruhina sradadhananam
Bhuinam Sadadhanam.
yasya jnanam adach chukkaha.
Yasya Jnanam Adashuka.
Tadidam srotum icchamu
Tadidam Srutum Ikshamo.
gaditum yadimanyase
Gaditum Yadi Manyase.
bruhina sradadhananam
Bhuina Sadadhanam.
yasya jnanam adachukkaha.
Yasya Jnanam Adashuka.
Tadidam srotum icchamu gaditum yadimanyase bruhina sradadhananam yasya jnanam adachukkaha. Tadidam srotum icchamu gaditum yadimanyase bruhina sradadhananam yasya jnanam adachukkaha. Tadidam srotum icchamu gaditum yadimanyase bruhina sradadhananam yasya jnanam adachukkaha.
Tadidam srotumikshamo.
Tadidam srotamichyamo.
Gadati yadumanyase.
Gaditum yadimanyase.
Bruhina sragya dhananam.
Rohina sradadhananam.
Yasya jnana madakshuka.
Yasya jnanamadashukaha.
Tadidam shrutum ishamo.
Tadidam srotamichyamo.
Gaditum yadimanyase.
Aditum yadimanyase.
Rohina sadadananam.
Rohina sradadhananam.
Yasya gyanam adakshukaha.
Yasya jnanamadashukaha. Tat. All. Idam. This. Srotum. To hear. Ichchamaha. All willing. Gaditum. To narrate. Yadi. If. Manyase. You think. Bruhi. Please speak. Naha. We. Sradadhananam. Who are very much respectful. Yasya. Whose. Jnanam. Transcendental knowledge. Adat. Delivered. Shukaha. Sri Śukadeva Gosvāmī. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. We all respectfully want to hear about him, Maharaja Parīkṣit, to whom Śukadeva Gosvāmī imparted transcendental knowledge. Please speak on this matter. Kindly repeat after me. We all respectfully want to hear about him, Maharaj Parīkṣit, to whom Śukadeva Gosvāmī imparted transcendental knowledge. Please speak on this matter. Purport. Śukadeva Gosvāmī imparted transcendental knowledge to Maharaj Parīkṣit during the remaining 7 days of his life, and Maharaj Parīkṣit heard him properly, just like an ardent student. The effect of such a bona fide hearing and chanting of Srimad Bhagavatam was equally shared by both the hearer and the chanter. Both of them were benefited. Out of the 9 different transcendental means of devotional service to the Lord prescribed in the Bhagavatam, either all of them or some of them or even one of them are equally beneficial if properly discharged. Maharaj Parīkṣit and Śukadeva Gosvāmī were serious performers of the first 2 important items, namely the process of chanting and the process of hearing, and therefore both of them were successful in their laudable attempt. Transcendental realization is attained by such serious hearing and chanting, and not otherwise. There is a type of spiritual master and disciple much advertised in this age of Kali. It is said that the master injects spiritual force into the disciple by an electrical current generated by the master, and the disciple begins to feel the shock. He becomes unconscious, and the master weeps for his exhausting his store of so-called spiritual assets. Such bogus advertisement is going on in this age, and the poor common man is becoming the victim of such advertisement. We do not find such folk tales in the dealings of Śukadeva Gosvāmī. and his great disciple Maharaja Parīkṣit. The sage recited Srimad Bhagavatam in devotion, and the great king heard him properly. The king did not feel any shock of electrical current from the master, nor did he become unconscious while receiving knowledge from the master. One should not therefore become a victim of these unauthorized advertisements made by some bogus representative of Vedic knowledge. The sages of Naimisharanya were very respectful in hearing about Maharaja Parīkṣit because of his receiving knowledge from Śukadeva Gosvāmī by means of ardent hearing. Ardent hearing. Ardent hearing. It's underlined here, so I have to somehow convey the importance of these two words. Ardent hearing from the bona fide master is the only way to receive transcendental knowledge, and there is no need for medical performances or occult mysticism for miraculous effects. The process is simple, but only the sincere party can achieve the desired result. Translation again. We all respectfully want to hear him, Maharaj Parīkṣit, to whom Śukadeva Gosvāmī imparted transcendental knowledge. Please speak on this matter. So here the word Jnanam. Yes. Yes, yeah, Jnanam. Jnanam is, Prabhupada translates here as transcendental knowledge. Sometimes knowledge is translated as material knowledge, but in the case of Śukadeva Gosvāmī speaking, or in the case rather, of Lord Kṛṣṇa also speaking knowledge, which is also known as Vidya, Raja Vidya, Rajaguyam, Pavitram, Idam, Uttamam. This is the type of knowledge that we are interested in. This is the type of knowledge that the sages of Naimisharanya, whose speaker was Śaunaka Rishi, were eager to hear from Sutta Goswami, who had heard it directly. He was actually present, and he saw and heard this exchange between. So it was an exchange, actually. It was not just, Śukadeva Goswami speaking. It was Parikshit Maharaj inquiring, isn't it? So the exchange becomes more attractive, more interesting when there is this exchange. One becomes eager to speak as one becomes eager to hear. If people are not interested to hear, then the speaker will not be so inclined to speak. So therefore, that is underlined here. Ardent hearing. Ardent hearing means very, very serious. Very seriously, one should be eager to hear. And of course, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains how in Kali Yuga, it is full of unauthorized ways of transmitting transcendental knowledge. It is not something that is like an electric current that one receives from the spiritual master. It is it is a gradual, we could say, absorption of knowledge, which actually becomes more and more understood, more and more realized, more and more revealed, according to the sincere efforts of the hearer, the sincere efforts of the practitioner. That is nicely explained also in the first canto, second chapter, this very important chapter entitled Divinity and Divine Service. And that is possible when one especially becomes situated in the mode of goodness, isn't it? Ashram. We are living here in ashram. Ashram is meant to facilitate, enable one to actually become firmly situated in the mode of goodness. That's why we have the four rules and regulations. The four pillars of dharma are. Hare Krishna, you're here or somebody else, somewhere else? That's why the four pillars of dharma are absolutely essential for enabling someone to become situated in the mode of goodness. It is especially when one is in the mode of goodness that he actually can have sufficient peace of mind, sufficient calmness, sufficient, we could say, equilibrium. Hey, don't take those flowers. They're just beginning. Don't take those flowers. Hey, did you just planted yesterday? Come on. You can't take any flowers from here until at least 2 weeks. Yes. Just caught him right in time. When one becomes situated, so that means that atmosphere needs to be created, proper atmosphere. Krishna consciousness is all about creating proper mood, proper atmosphere, proper mindset, we can say, which is actually in the initial stage facilitating, helping one to become firmly established in the mode of goodness. Therefore, that very nice verse is explaining evam prasanna manaso, manaso, manasa, mana. When the mind is prasanna, prasanna means happy, yes. Brahma bhuta prasanatma, prasanatma in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is explaining. Those who are situated in Brahman, those who are fixed, those whose objective, purpose in life is Brahman realization and above. You have to qualify that. Those who are seeking out, eager to seek out transcendental knowledge, and that is the goal of life, that is the purpose of life. Everything else is secondary. Just like we were discussing yesterday, how it is much better for someone to receive transcendental knowledge, to be having the good association of devotees, than to be exposed to mundane material system of education, which actually makes one devoid of that understanding, which actually in many ways disqualifies, makes it very difficult, because once the consciousness becomes polluted, then it is very, very difficult. Yeah. So evam prasanmanaso bhagavat bhakti yogataha. When one is situated in that purified consciousness, mode of goodness means purified consciousness. there are higher levels of purification, of course. That is the whole level of bhakti, bhakti yoga. Then this word will come also, jnanam. Evam prasanna manaso bhagavat bhakti yogataha bhagavat tattva vijnanam. Not only jnanam, but vijnanam. Our goal actually is not only jnanam. So many people have jnanam. So many people are teaching knowledge, even transcendental knowledge, but in so many, we could say, unauthorized ways, because it is not in proper Guru Parampara. One must be able to attain or reach the level of vijnanam. And that vijnanam is possible by the mercy of Krishna, not simply by our own effort. That vijnanam is actually given by Krishna. Bhagavat tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate. Then we become freed from the influence of the modes of material nature. That is real, we can say, the beginning of mukti, liberation. Real liberation, or the final, let's say, highest level, or the destination, culmination, actually. What is the culmination of liberation? Hare Krishna. Yeah, the culmination of liberation is developing our personal, not only transcendental, but devotional our devotional feelings, our devotional nature with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, that's why if one is not clear, and most people are not, that there is such a personality, that there is that level of, what is it, it's called substance, transcendental substance, essence, which of course culminates in tattva, which means that actually the tattva means truth, unless we are introduced to the absolute truth. What is the absolute truth of both the spiritual world, the spiritual realm, the spiritual reality, and what is also the tattva, or the absolute truth of the material world? Then we will be incomplete in our proper knowledge and understanding. So here, this is nicely been explained how both the benefit in hearing and the benefit in speaking. All of us, it's like when we attend Bhagavatam class, of course, generally, during most of the class, one person is speaking and everyone is hearing. Then there is opportunity for exchange. But all of us, after Bhagavatam class, we get to meet so many people, and Krishna is giving us opportunity to also speak, isn't it? So both the person who is hearing with eagerness, ardent hearing, as it is mentioned here, and the person who is speaking, both benefit from the subject matter that is presented in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So therefore, the sages of Naimisharanya are very eager to hear. I mean, these are sages, quite serious sages, because why they're serious? They were getting ready for a 1,000-year yajna. We come for a 20-minute yajna or 1-hour yajna, and then we get tired. 1,000 years, these sadhus. and Naimisharanya at the beginning of Kali Yuga, knowing and understanding that we are entering a very dark period of history, this Kali Yuga, 432,000 years of ever-increasing confusion, anxiety, suffering, isn't it? And we're getting, even at this early, cannot imagine, right? Now 5,000 years has passed. How many more years? 427,000 years of Kali Yuga. How much more suffering will be there? Therefore, Prabhupada told us the transcendental pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which began 500 years ago, are continuing today. We have that great fortune of being connected with the Leela, pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, during this short period, 10,000 years, within 432,000 years, what percentage? Who knows? Mathematics? Less than 1%, huh? It's 0.00 something percent. Yeah. It's a very short time. So we should make maximum proper use of this period that is there, especially to hear and to speak. To hear and to speak the subject matters that are described actually in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And Prabhupada also underlines that transcendental realization is attained by such serious hearing and chanting and not otherwise. Transcendental realization is attained by such serious hearing and chanting and not otherwise. So there should be an impetus for us to increase the quality of our chanting, and the quality of our hearing. Of the 9 activities of devotional service, although Prabhupada does mention in the purport that any one of those activities, all of those activities, a combination of those activities, from Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam up until Atmanivedanam, any of these activities, even just one of those activities is sufficient actually to bring us to the stage of liberation. But of all of these activities, it is stressed how these 2 are the most important. Sravanam, Kirtanam. And hearing is actually the foremost, Sravanam. That is why we should always be keeping our bead bag close at hand, and whenever the opportunity is given or presents itself, we should be eager to hear. There are so many subject matters actually to hear, and in many ways actually Gurukul is meant for that purpose. Gurukul, if one is fortunate to be admitted to Gurukul at a very young age, as it is meant between the age of 5 and 7, then he will develop that taste for hearing. And the same we are meant to introduce also in in the Varnashram College. Varnashram College will be that place where, especially, actually there are so many, and that's why we have to start this library very soon. We are looking around for some bookshelves. Yes. Once we have the bookshelves, we have to look around for books.
How many?
Do you feel? Yeah. How many? Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Yes. Yes. We cannot say 1,000 or 10,000. It's unlimited. You know, they discovered, I believe a few years back, it was like there in the news, I believe in Tibet, they discovered a whole library that was hidden behind a wall. Thousands and thousands, hundreds and thousands of books. In those days, manuscripts, right, on palm leaves. They discovered there's so much of literature even now, even today, in many of the old libraries. India has still many old libraries, although so many books were destroyed.
Yes.
Over something like 90% of the Vedic knowledge actually has been destroyed,
Yes.
according to Śukadeva Gosvāmī in his Sat Sandarbha, in his first of the Sandarbhas, Tattva Sandarbha. But still, there is so much of literatures that most of which, of course, is in Sanskrit also. So therefore, the importance, Prabhupada gave importance to Sanskrit. That we need some of our devotees to learn Sanskrit because this is the subject matter. Vedic knowledge is written in Sanskrit, both Shruti and Smriti. We have these two levels, these two features, these two aspects of the Vedic knowledge. Shruti, what is primarily spiritual in nature, and Smriti, what is actually given by sages, and what is dealing with the cosmic manifestation, material nature. So this is from where we need to build our curriculum for all of our different educational institutions. So it means we have practically speaking unlimited sources of knowledge within the Vedic literatures, even though so much has been destroyed. And we should be making an effort to collect and then to systematically actually. Prabhupada has given us basically the essence in the form of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Nectar Devotion, Chaitanya Charitamrita. But there are many other literatures Prabhupada made reference also. All of the transcendental literatures from our Goswamis, many of which we many of us have not yet read, actually, because a lot of it is still in Sanskrit, although gradually more and more is becoming manifest. So this is Śaunaka Rishi is in a very humble way speaking and humbly requesting Sutta Goswami to kindly speak what he has heard from Śukadeva Gosvāmī in his discussion with Parikshit Maharaj. And then Parikshit Maharaj yes will then begin, not Parikshit Maharaj, Sutta Goswami will begin to respond from tomorrow's class. Yes. Go ahead.
Maharaj ji, so Parikshit Maharaj was the son of Abhimanyu ji.
Parikshit Maharaj was the son of Abhimanyu.
So in previous day we talk about marriage. So women can marriage in 12 to 18, in between 12 to 18, and men's there are ages high as like 20 to 25.
No, even younger, 16. I mean, Abhimanyu was married at the age of 16.
So how can he follow his brahmacharya ashram? This means
He was brahmachari up until he got married. Brahmacharya ashram begins at the age of from birth actually. Brahmachari actually up until the age of 5, where is one meant to be situated? It is meant to be at home, because the first educators, the first teachers are mommy and daddy, mother and father. Yeah. Then from the age of 5, actually, brahmachari life begins. So between the age of 5 and 16, how many years?
11.
11 years. He was brahmachari for 11 years.
In what?
What's the
In
problem?
the age of 16, he
Married.
died. He died.
Huh?
In the age of 16 here.
Yeah, he died after he was married.
Yes.
And,
So
and
means the marriage was before 16.
no, well, one is not only 16 one day. There's a whole full year that one remains 16. So I don't know. I don't know. Huh?
He just married before the battle.
Before the battle of Kurukshetra. Yeah, he married. Uh, how many months before the battle of Kurukshetra? I don't know. But when he went and joined to fight the battle of Kurukshetra, he was already married and had already conceived Abhimanyu. Yeah. I mean, had already conceived, yes, Parikshit. Correct, yeah. Yeah, that's the problem.
No, I was thinking because we should be brahmachari ashram at the age of 25. I was thinking how he can in the age of 16.
That will vary. Um, a young man, even as young as Abhimanyu was, 16, can marry. So his wife must have been just a few years younger, because she had to be she had to reach the age of puberty, which is generally 13. So when a young boy who's 16 interacts with a young girl which is able to bear children, then there's conception. So it will vary actually between Vaishya.
Yes, I was thinking.
I was thinking. Very important to think. So there's a difference. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, for example, they join Gurukul at a different age. The Brahmanas join younger, then the Kshatriya, then the Vaishya. And they stay for longer or shorter time. And we should also keep in mind that the battle of Kurukshetra was an emergency situation. So maybe Parikshit, Abhimanyu might have remained longer brahmachari, but that was not always the case. Yeah, for example, we were discussing how marriage was arranged, although they did not live together, even at a very, very young age in the Vedic culture. Even before they were adolescents. So adolescent life, as we were discussing, means teenage. Yeah. So it's not strict that one has to remain a brahmachari till the age of 20 or 25. How old are you now? 20. Yeah. He's thinking, another 5 years.
Also in our country also, there are some stories about like this type of things in history. and men is 12 and 13 years, and woman is 9, 10, like this type of things. And men reading Gurukul and other things. Men reading and woman in Gaul
Yes,
is doing in house
at home.
service.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, it's not uncommon. In the Vedic culture, it's not uncommon for the age difference to be between, like in Nepal, where some of the old Vedic traditions were followed and are still followed to some extent. Uh, young, I met one Bengali when I was in Calcutta many years ago, actually. He was a young man. He had, I think, already graduated, and he was maybe about 20 years old, 19 or 20. And the family had made arrangement for him to get married to someone who was still going to school, very young. And he said, "We're not living together, but we're, married." So it's not. Maybe she was 12, something. Actually, that is. Of course, there are many opinions. I mean, modern day people have so many opinions, but unfortunately, opinion is not based on proper knowledge or proper understanding. Haribol, Hare Krishna, Jeev Jago. My God, I'm losing my audience. um, there's a whole psychology. There's a whole psychology um, why, and that's why it is, according to astrology and according to Vedic knowledge, it is not recommended for a lady to marry a young man. I mean, someone younger than her. In the Vedic culture, it is very clear the husband should be older, should be older, should be more mature, should be more experience in life, etc., like that. Because he is meant to act as the guide and spiritual master, actually, of his wife and future children. That concept, when it is not there, then, anything goes, as they say. Then there are no more. But there's a purpose for having this type of guideline in terms of marriage. And it is, I believe some studies have been made indicating or establishing that actually such what we call, what's it called, planned marriage, I mean, arranged, yeah, it's called arranged marriage by the parents, are more successful than the other system of non-arranged marriage. Because that is built in the Vedic culture, proper training and understanding that the purpose of life is not simply to get married and enjoy our senses, especially unlimited interaction between men and women, unlimited sex life. That is not the goal of life. Rather the opposite. The more we become entangled in unrestricted sense gratification, especially in the matter of sex life, that is a cause of so much suffering and ever increasing entanglement, actually, in the material world, for which generally, especially in old age, people suffer greatly. Yeah. So, yes, brahmachari life, if one can remain brahmachari for as long as possible, then he can enter householder life, and it will vary. In the case of Abhimanyu, he was following brahmachari life for 11 years, and then it was arranged. I don't know the details of those arrangements that he married, and in this way, Parikshit Maharaj was born. Any additional comment or question? Yes.
Yesterday, the last verse, Srila Prabhupada was saying that a devotee, pure devotee, never asks for undue favor from the Lord.
Undue favor from the Lord.
From the Lord, yes.
Yes.
How can we understand this?
How can we understand?
Yes.
How can we understand what?
Yes, Srila Prabhupada said, a pure devotee never asks the Lord for any due favor.
Yes.
And
We need to understand what is undue favor.
yeah.
What is undue favor? Can you undo your undo? UNDUE, eh?
Yeah.
UNDUE. Undue favor. Favor that is of a personal nature. Because the pure devotee is fully surrendered, and therefore, what is
So, undue favor means to give someone an unfair advantage or benefit based on factors other than their merit.
Nepotism.
Undue fair means
Give
use
someone
of power or
unfair
to
advantagement.
give?
The unfair use of power to favor or patron one's relative or friends.
Okay. Means fear that one who we like favor. Favor.
You don't like favor.
No. Favor.
Nepotism.
Unfair favor.
Unfair favor.
Relatives.
Undeserving,
Yes, undeserving.
maybe. Undeserving.
Without
Yeah, our as often explained by Srila Prabhupada, the criteria is not for our personal benefit.
Yeah.
Not for personal. Undo means not for one's personal benefit. The Lord, the pure devotee, he will ask the Lord for protection of devotees or so many things, but he will never ask for his personal well-being. So, because he's fully, completely surrendered to the Lord.
That
Yes?
means the devotee works for his own to get the benefits. He works
To get the
he do
benefit.
the necessary things
No, the
to
work,
get what he wants.
devotee doesn't work to get benefit.
Yes. To attain a goal, so he try his best to get what he wants. Yes.
The goal for devotee is simply to serve Krishna. So he doesn't have any personal goal other save and accept to serve Krishna. And Prabhupada one time explained, even if we are not successful, that is not our affair.
Yeah.
That is in Krishna's hands.
Okay.
We are not attached to success or failure. We are attached to our success is our endeavor. Our success is our sincere effort in trying to please Krishna, trying to serve Krishna's mission. Sometimes it will be success, sometimes it will be failure, apparent failure. Yeah. Therefore, the activities and the attempts the endeavors of the pure devotee are all successful, even though they may materially appear unsuccessful. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Haribol. Yes.
If the sage of Naimisharanya, they still there continue doing the yagya, because it said for 1,000 years.
Yeah, but now Kali Yuga is already gone 5,000 years. So 1,000 years is already gone. So I think they probably dispersed.
In Maharaj, this Naimisharanya Yagya, Sud Goswami also in there doing Yagya?
Yes,
He's
yes,
also doing.
yes. It is explained that Sutta Goswami was first in Naimisharanya with all of the sages. Then when they started to do the yajna, there was some problem
Yes.
to properly light the fire. And sometimes we do some yajna, and for some reason maybe the wood is not
Yes.
dry. And then the smoke starts to come, and everyone
Yes.
and some people go away.
Yeah.
So Sutta Goswami went away, and he traveled to Delhi, Hastinapur, and then he came to know. He came there it was Krishna's arrangement at the time where Śukadeva Gosvāmī was speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. So he was there from the very beginning. He heard all of this, and then I have to go back to my friends in Naimisharanya. So after hearing this first rendering of the Bhagavatam, Sutta Goswami went back to Naimisharanya. And then he was already an advanced personality, became even more advanced because he received all this knowledge from Śukadeva Gosvāmī. And then Śaunaka Rishi is therefore receiving him and requesting him to kindly, because he explained to him that I was away, now I came back and this happened. Please sit down. Can you speak about what you heard for 1 week? The whole exchange between Śukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. Yeah. So I've not heard, I've not read what was the outcome of that 1,000-year yajna, but the Bhagavatam explains they were preparing for a 1,000-year yajna, but it might have simply culminated in hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. And then after hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, I'm sure the sages were totally satisfied. And they came to know that actually this is the best yajna for Kali Yuga, which is, of course, mentioned again and again, the Sankirtan yajna, hearing and chanting, especially the chanting of the holy name. And so they must have gone to their different places and also repeated the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. And because the Srimad Bhagavatam is so potent, it has continued for more than 5,000 years. And will continue, let's see, it will continue for the next 10,000 years, for the next, because actually this 10,000 year period began 500 years ago. This predicted 10,000 year period began with the advent of Lord Chaitanya, so there's still 9,500 years where the Bhagavatam actually will be spread, the glories of the Bhagavatam. So there will be like a peak period, then it will start to come down, and then after 10,000 years, chapter closed.
4,32,000.
For 400 and whatever, for 417,000 years. There will be darkness.
But the reason I asked the question about
Undue.
favor,
Yes.
because I have a different understanding or different situation happen sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Suppose a devotee is going to exam,
Yes.
yeah, modern school and exam,
Yes.
and
Should
he
he?
was working in the temple. He was very busy temple activity, but didn't learn properly modern, yeah, learning. And then he was praying Krishna to give him, to let him pass this exam. So is it appropriate? That is one case.
It is not appropriate.
Yes.
No.
That is something material, no? That is something material. That is also, that is not giving good example. Then other people will also say, okay, well, I'll be just continuing to be busy in my service, and then I'll just offer some prayer, and Krishna will help me to pass my exam.
Yeah.
That is not the way.
Yeah. Some devotees think like that, and I have.
Yeah,
That's it.
that is not proper. No. Even as devotees, we should find, if we have to take out some particular course or whatever it may be, we should give the necessary time to prepare ourselves, and of course we can ask for the blessings of the Lord, but it's not some mechanical kind of like bargaining, you know. No, I've done so much service, now you have to do this for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
For that, sometimes devotees say, "Oh, Krishna's action are not." Yeah, yeah. Krishna is not fast. If you are asking him something, he is not fast. So let us go and see devotees and
Yeah, yeah.
do some, yeah, sacrifice and get the result fast.
Krishna is unpredictable.
Yes.
If we try to predict Krishna or try to force something on Krishna, yeah, that is yeah. Okay. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
Jai.
Jai Sri Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Gaur Pimanande.
Hari Bol. Jai.
And if you see anyone picking any of these flowers, you let me know.
Okay.
Leave these flowers alone. Not only that, but